Welcome to the Vocal Lab Podcast with your hosts Shelby Rollins and Jason Catrone, bringing you the best from the music industry. Get ready for first-class conversations packed with exclusive techniques and transformative insights, all designed to help you reach your top note. Hey, Shelby.
Hey, Jason.
How's your day so far?
It's good. It's just getting started, and I'm here.
It's 10 p.m.
It's...
Okay.
I just said right before we rolled that I feel like I haven't left your house.
Well, that's true. We filmed all day yesterday.
Yeah.
You probably wake up at like chicken time.
Normally, yes. Today, I think I'm still in recovery from, one, the end of the school year with my kids, and two, coming back from being out of town for a week. And so I've not been back on my like 5 a.m. game. I got up at like 6:30 today,
Whoa.
which felt very like I'm behind.
That's gotta feel like a holiday.
Well, I had to get up, get dressed, get my kids up. They have summer chores because it is summer and I'm not going to let them be sloths. And so they had to get up, eat breakfast, and do their morning chore before I drove them over to my in-laws' house for the day because they're hanging out with the in-laws today. So, and then before driving all the way over here.
Well, what time do you get up on vacation? That's a good question.
Oh, I didn't set an alarm. It just depended on the day. One day I slept until 8:30 and I felt like a teenager sleeping till 12.
Wow.
Yep.
This is crazy talk. I know. But I just don't understand. So you get up at 5 a.m., it's dark out.
Depending on the time of the year, yeah, it is. I don't love that. I will be clear. I was the kid who slept in. I was the night owl. I did not get up early. I never was a morning person. Kids made me be a morning person.
Well, that's fair.
It was forced into me.
My brother gets up every day at like 4:30.
Yeah, 4 is rough.
Like, he goes in and starts has coffee and watches like morning news shows. I'm like,
oh, that's not a good enough reason for me to get up that early.
For?
I hate the news. But I will get up sometimes at like 4:45 if I've got more to do that usually involves like, oh, today I have to wash my hair. And that's a whole thing.
I've always wanted to be one of those people that could get up early and go to the gym and then maybe have coffee and then maybe start work around 3 p.m.
It is 3 p.m. You don't have to get up work early if you're going to start work at 3 p.m. I will say, though, it's the days that I let myself off the hook and sleep in, I don't feel good about that decision later. Mm-hmm. I'm like, that extra, 30 minutes, 45 minutes of sleep was not worth it. Yeah. Because my brain doesn't work as good. I'm not as nice of a person. And
you like your
I feel routine. A little bit rushed. I feel like I didn't, my body is not fully online. So I like to get up and work out.
I mean, I get up about 8 every day. And, since I don't have little chickens like you do, I can lay there for half an hour if I want to. Sometimes I do that. It's nice. Yeah. But we're not here to talk about our morning routines.
But we just did. What are we here to talk about?
Just life, music.
And we're going to talk to our new friend here. My new friend.
Your new friend.
Yes, we have just met.
Yeah.
Jason and I go back a little bit.
We got the wonderful Parker in the house today. Oh, gosh. I about knocked that over. Oh, sorry. So close.
Parker has a last name.
Oh, yes. Parker Mathews.
Yes.
Everybody should know that.
Yeah, I didn't. As I started to say that, do you just go by Parker for like stage name, or do you go by Parker Mathews?
Yeah, like all like the credits and stuff. Like if I work on a song or whatever, it's Parker Mathews. I feel like my we joke like my email is like Park Matt Prod. It's like there's like some mobility in what I can.
Was there ever Parker does all things in the music business basically. Like got a lot going on. Got a band thing. Doing some writing, doing some production, probably things I don't even know about. But was there ever, or is there still ever, like pressure in your own brain, like to have like a crazy producer name?
I so badly would love to have a cool producer name. You know what I mean?
Do we know who started that?
Like, I don't know. I feel like it comes from like beat making, like hip hop.
Yeah,
like,
totally. I think it's
producers tagging.
Hip hop world, yeah.
And I don't make a ton of beats. Like I don't have like a ton of like beat placements or anything. Obviously I make them, and like I feel like any producer started making beats, but I just don't have the cool name a little bit, so.
Sometimes they get too cool, I think.
It's
just like, it gets out there.
They get weird.
Yeah, it gets crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll develop a cool one before anything goes crazy. But for right now, we're just rocking the given name, the legal name.
I like it. So Parker and I are friends from here in town, and kind of running some of the same circles, and
Yeah, so thought we'd have you on today and chat all things music.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
What's the latest and greatest? And let's start with Nox Holloway.
Yeah.
You guys need to hear his band. They're amazing.
Thank you.
Doing some cool stuff.
Yeah,
And
the band is great. Bryce is we're kind of like, we put out 2 records last year that were really fun. We did like 5-song EP in January, and then we did like a 4-song EP in July. We played a bunch of shows in the fall. We played Nashville. We played a couple college shows. We went out to Kansas City one weekend, which was really fun. And our live show is really cool. It's like 2 of us. I have like a stand-up hybrid drums, keys, electronic drums. I run tracks. I play guitar. And
You're
then
just a one-man band.
A little
What do you
bit.
need the other
A
bands
little
for?
bit.
kind of like the...
Well, he sings,
yeah, it's kind of like the...
You play every instrument?
pretty much. Yeah.
And does he play an instrument
Yeah, he
also?
plays some ukulele on and off,
Oh,
and
no, I
then
wasn't
sings.
expecting that one.
I need to
He
come see a
sings and
show.
raps.
I know, right?
Yeah.
This is,
yeah.
you've painted a picture. I'm going to need to see this.
It's
Yeah,
kind of like
it's-
the circus act where they spin the plate.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Spinning all
sounds
the
like
different
it.
I'm just like
instruments.
moving around. Like, sometimes
should-
I got drumsticks and
You should actually add that to the show. You also spin
yeah,
plates.
just like juggling or something. Like,
It's new marketing.
Why
I
not?
guess.
Yeah.
wow, that's
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah. So yeah, that's good. We haven't really worked on a ton of music this year, just because I've been busy producing for other people, which is great. I'm making an artist with this independent. I'm making an album with this independent artist, and then just like a bunch of other songs, like stacking up with other artists. And Bryce is my bandmate. He's started a solo project, which he's like
cool.
self-produced.
Cool.
And I just like, he sends it to me, and he's always like curious if I have feedback, but like he always crushes it. So
Yeah. So how'd you
that's kinda
guys
where we've been.
team up? With
We actually
Knox
met
Holloway?
our first day of college at Clemson.
You went to Clemson?
I did,
Okay.
which is not a popular, doesn't turn out a ton of musicians,
Right. Yeah.
So, but we studied audio technology, which is like, so I have my degree in like audio engineering, basically.
Oh, cool.
Oh, okay.
Like we learned how to track live bands, like how to do all the studio stuff. We learned how to do like front of house mixing, which really just like gave us studio access to start making songs and start experimenting in the studio.
Are you from South Carolina?
I actually grew up in Clemson.
Oh, wow. Yes.
Yeah,
okay.
which is a very small
I
town.
have family in Greenville.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Greenville's great.
They're big South Carolina fans.
yes.
And so there's a massive rivalry. I don't know if
Oh,
you
yeah,
know.
no, I know that.
South Carolina.
Carolina's huge.
Because-
It's a gnarly one. I went to FSU.
Oh, nice.
And our
So you know.
massive one is with UF and Miami, but more so with UF, and so that's like our gnarly like.
Right.
But I don't know. I've seen my sister-in-law and her
Oh yeah.
visceral feelings towards Clemson.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know. I'll root for Clemson unless they're playing us because it's like conference,
Yeah.
whatever. But
Yeah.
anyway,
he's
it's next
deeply
level.
rooted in that Clemson life.
Yeah, so
next
when we
level.
were there, I spent 3 years on the drum line. And this was 2017, 18, and 19. So Clemson won. I think we went 41-3 in football.
Oh wow!
When I was on the drum line, so
yeah,
Oh,
those were
wow.
some good years.
that was really fun. But yeah,
Yeah.
drum line.
Is your dad the golf coach? No.
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 He works a little bit like around the Clemson golf
Okay.
scene, but he's not like officially.
I don't know why I thought that.
But he is, yes, golf pro. But yeah, but so like when I was at Clemson, like a drum line is a huge part of my musical upbringing. It's like rhythms and playing drums and playing alongside people, and like the whole thing is like how I got into it, how I learned.
I
to
mean,
love
it's
it,
its
Yeah.
own. It's its own like full-time sport.
yeah,
Right?
yeah. I mean, I did.
It's cool.
Indoor, outdoor, drum corps, Winter Guard International. Top
One time
12,
I
top
went to the
15.
Music City Bowl. So here's a fact. I grew up. I don't know if I told you this. I grew up. I've never been to a school that had a football team. Like 2 colleges and all like grown-up schools. So I never grew up around football. Which is interesting, I think, because how did that happen in
Right.
America?
And-
Like, there's just
right.
football everywhere. And so I went to music. I mean, I've been to football games, of course, but I went to Music City Bowl one time, and we got tickets last minute, but they were right in front of the drum corps. And so, I mean, it was our seats, and they were right behind us. That
So it
was
was
not
loud.
fun.
It sounds loud.
It was not
Yeah.
fun. But, and I've always been fascinated, you know this, how do they pick the drum majors? I saw someone, I saw
Oh, you got to
something
be the king band nerd.
Well, I know, but I saw someone on
My brother was.
I saw someone on TV the other day, like, doing a tryout, and it was, like, insane what this guy was doing. These high kicks and that stick.
Yeah.
I
And,
guess
like-
it depends on the school. My
Yes.
brother was the high school drum major. He did not have to do the dance moves.
Well, they're
It's a
they're like the
different
show
culture.
style bands,
Yeah.
like a lot of the HBCUs, and it's a whole culture, and they have
What's
like,
that HBC?
the
Historically black college and
Oh,
university.
yeah. So I used to love watching.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's a whole
what's
thing.
the football game over Thanksgiving or Christmas that the two schools in like Mississippi and Louisiana? It's U.S. It's like Southern. And
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Grambling State, maybe.
yeah, because they do the
yeah.
big halftime show and the bands do this like band off,
Band.
and it's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's like one form of drum major that
Yeah.
they kill it, and then otherwise it's kind of like when I was
It's just
in school,
like
it was
straight conducting.
Yeah.
Well,
like,
they're also just straight white boys or girls. So
That's my brother.
that also
Right.
probably plays into it.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. I forgot that you'd done that too.
yeah, huge part of mine.
So when did you
know.
start playing instruments?
I didn't do anything until middle school band, like when I was like whatever 6th grade. And I
Drum was
became
the
a-
first
percussion.
one?
Yeah, like classical percussion basically. So like xylophone, timpani, like concert snare drum,
I always loved the timpani.
like crash cymbals, like the whole
Agreed.
thing. So I would do like all state band in 8th grade,
Oh yeah. I did all that too.
all state orchestra. What did you play?
Clarinet.
Oh,
Oh
nice.
gosh.
Yeah.
I forgot that.
I was the
amazing.
Queen band nerd.
Yeah,
You
that's,
were definitely-
that's
I
what
was a section leader. I did
Yeah,
marching.
same.
I
So
did marching
clarinet
band.
That's
player.
exactly the same.
I did marching
Exactly the
band.
same.
I tried it
and then I
for-
quit the band for theater.
I just I tried it for 2 years in middle school and it didn't stick. Saxophone.
Oh yeah, my brother played saxophone.
Yeah. So I did all that, and then really, I got like this composition software when I was in like 7th grade,
Oh wow.
and so I would like, it felt like looking back on it now, like I work in Ableton, I'm producing song like normal DAW kind of like on my computer, but it was the first time that I like used a computer to make music. Like was like composing like sheet music, and I would throw together like French horn and piano duets, and like like do the whole thing and
That's cool.
generate original music in like 7th and 8th grade. So that was kind of
Yeah.
interesting. So I was kind of always that. And then like I got into high school and I started making beats. And then my junior year of high school I took music theory. It was like the first year they offered it in my high school, and so then that let me like
Yeah,
really
I'm like-
start to.
I didn't think I realized high schools had music theory.
Yeah,
Mine didn't.
It was like a
Yeah.
new age AP music
Okay.
theory.
Oh, that's great. I wish more
yeah.
schools did offer that. I
Yeah.
mean, most of the time kids
Yeah.
pick that up in choir and bands, which was my story.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
like I had like theory was like I knew it existed and I knew there were, but to like have that training and like a lot of that class we worked stuff out on the piano, so I like started playing piano more and like and then my senior year of high school I got actually somebody gave me a gift that was like a beat pad, like an Ableton, like a launch pad, and it came with Ableton. So that was like senior year of high school, and that's like where I like downloaded Ableton. Like I wanted to be the Chainsmokers, like started making like electronic
Yeah,
pop
yeah.
music. Still big drumline kid at the time, and then that was right before I started audio tech at Clemson. So then
Yeah.
it was just like
It's just,
Did you know at that point, like, I want to do this for my life? I want to produce music and create music.
no. I think that I just so clearly remember I had like an iPad when I was in like early high school, middle school, and I was like I need to find an app where I can just like play drums, and then I can play piano, and then I can like find somebody to play guitar. And I just remember being like, that would be so cool, like if I could like make these like whole songs, and then so I stumbled onto GarageBand on my iPad. And I don't, as far as like career and dreams, I think like by the time I got to senior in high school, I think like I want to study audio technology. I want to figure out how to make my own records. I want to, and then when I got to college, this is a little bit further along, but like I interned in a studio after my freshman year. I was like, the summer after, I was like wrapping cables and making coffee
in Clemson.
in a studio. No, here.
Oh, in Nashville.
There was an audio tech guy from Clemson that had graduated and moved here and like was engineering, was managing a studio. So I basically just was his shadow for a summer. And so then I met people. Like I met shout out to my like mentor in town, basically Phil Barnes is his name. I met him that summer, reconnected with him that summer, and he basically showed me how like people were making pop music. And he's like, this is what I do as far as producing. Meet all my friends that are songwriters. They're amazing songwriters. I didn't know anything about like the methodology of songwriting. So then I was here every summer in college, and then graduated December 2020, moved here 2021.
Amazing. So that's a great question that I just had pop in my head. I think most people out there probably listening think Nashville's just a country music town.
No.
And it's not at all. So
It was. It used to be. I mean,
Just less now
It used to
than
be,
ever.
yeah.
yeah.
I mean, this
It
is
has
still.
evolved.
It is still like the home of country music, of course,
Absolutely.
but there's so much music here.
Yes.
That people are still shocked when they hear, oh, people do pop music in Nashville. That's interesting.
Yes.
So, I mean, you're straight up in that pop world. So,
Yeah, that's
talk
kinda what I
talk a
love.
little bit about like what's the vibe going on here in Nashville right now? What are you excited about in it?
Yeah.
You know?
Well, so it's interesting because I feel like I'm now at the point, like, the first pop songs I wrote in Nashville was 2019. So I've seen it change a little bit, you know, like, it makes me feel old, like, saying it.
Yeah.
But, no, like, in 2019, like, there was, like, one publisher in town that was, like, signing some pop acts. And all those writers were great, and I love to work with them. And then, like, every producer was, like, kind of doing pop music, but they were still, like, you know, they're still making country music. They know how to make country music. A lot of them are great guitarists. Like, all those things where it's like, I'm not really a guitarist. I learned how to play guitar when I knew I was going to move to Nashville. But now I feel like there's been a few songs that have come out of Nashville that, like, really, you know, people were kind of like, oh, this pop artist is in Nashville. You know,
give a couple.
Yeah, shout out to Gail was a big one.
Yeah.
ABCD.
ABC. Yeah.
Shout out to Knox. Knox Morris had that Sneakers and signed a record deal. He's crushing it. Braden Bales had a song, Go Big. Chronically
he's here?
Cautious. He was. He moved.
Oh, okay.
But he was here for probably a year and a half.
Okay. I remember when that song came out.
Yeah, that was crazy. Knox and Braden Bales, Cam Becker's an amazing producer. He did both of those songs.
Yeah.
So that like things have started to like bubble, and I feel like, as silly as it sounds, people just like cross pollinating with LA, like kind of.
Well, totally. And then
makes
you had the
pop
whole
records.
COVID effect, where a lot of pop people moved from LA in the business side and the creative side.
Right.
From LA to Nashville during that time, and so it really started to open a floodgate of oh, whoa, we can do all this here, and
Yes.
it's like. And I think what's
That's a good
interesting
point.
too that you're going to see now with the new with Nashville increasing international flights and now having like the direct flight to Iceland. And to
I saw
Ireland.
that. I know somebody from my kids' elementary school who took their family vacation. Like, as soon as school got out, they were like going to Iceland. I was like,
oh no,
what?
That's amazing.
What?
We have like you'll start noticing. I mean, there's only like 500,000 people in Iceland. In fact, do you know this is fascinating? On dating apps, there's in Iceland, there's a way for you to figure out if you're related to the person.
Yeah, you can't be too closely related.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I've heard that. I've heard that.
There's only 500,000 people there. Imagine that.
Right, it's like the size of
my
Nashville
gosh.
with the whole
Yeah.
country.
Yeah.
Well, shouldn't they just do that for real life dating anyway? Like apply that software filter to like any guy or girl you meet at the bar. Like, well, are we related though?
That's true. That would actually be a good reality show to like find people who actually met that are actually related and it worked out.
I don't like that.
Did it work out?
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Why do we not have a
I don't
reality
like
show
that.
called Kissing Cousins?
I don't like that.
It could come on right after.
I don't think I want to watch
It could
that.
come on right after what's the Mormon Housewives thing?
Mormon House?
Sister Wives.
There's a
Sister
Mormon-
Wives.
Si-
yeah, yeah.
Oh, I was like, is there really
People
a
eat it up.
Housewives show that's about Mormons?
100% for Mormon wives.
Sister Wives?
Yeah, Sister Wives.
Yes.
There's a new one though, aside from that.
Is there?
You know, speaking of
Gosh.
Mormons, I've always
put
wanted,
anything on TV.
I've always wanted to sing at the big Tabernacle Christmas.
Yeah, the Mormon
thing.
Tabernacle.
It's crazy. Have you ever watched that?
No, what is
Yeah.
it?
Oh my gosh, it
Well,
comes
it's
on every
beautiful.
Christmas on PBS.
Yeah.
They have so in Salt Lake they built this huge like facility.
Is it the massive temple?
No, well
The
it's
big
not
white one?
No, it's not the temple. It's just like I forget what they call it, but it seats like 30,000 people.
Oh, wow.
And that's where they do their big productions and
So
conferences
then
and stuff.
there you don't have to be a Mormon to go inside.
No, there you don't.
Because you do.
In the temple you do.
Have
In,
to be.
in the Mormon
Yeah.
Tabernacle. Yeah.
So this is a funny side note. In high school, my dad was a mayor, and so he'd have these mayor trips every year, and so we would go, my mom and I. And one year it was in Salt Lake City, and so they'd have stuff planned for families and everything to do. So one of them was just touring, like the Tabernacle, Mormon Square, whatever it's called, Temple Square.
The temple or this massive building you're talking
Well, we
about?
can't go in the temple.
Well, I wondered. I don't know. If Dad's the mayor, maybe they'll let him
Well,
in.
that you can't get a key to the temple unless you're Mormon. So, but I'm learning all this stuff. I didn't know anything.
That's cool.
So, what was I going to? Oh, so we go into the one where it has the big organ, and they're telling us everything, and the girl was really sweet, she's like, do you have any questions? And so I raised my hand. All I knew, because my grandmother loved the Osmonds. Right?
Oh, were they Mormons?
Yeah.
Danny
yeah.
Osmond?
I didn't know
Donnie.
that, actually.
Donnie.
Who's Danny? There could be a Danny. There's a lot of Osmonds.
Donnie Osmond. I didn't know that they were Mormons.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I raised my hand and I go, is this where Donnie and Marie go to church? And she looks at me and she goes, that's not a funny question. No. And I was like, dang.
Whoa.
Getting
My.
Never mind.
some sass up here in the temple. Well, not the temple, but
Yeah. Getting your special underwear in a bunch.
yeah. How did we side note all the way to the Mormon temples?
I don't remember.
Back to
I don't
to
We
to
we just really stole Parker's
Icelandic
thunder.
people needing to be yeah.
Related.
Yeah. So my point
Sister
to all that
we're coming back.
we're gonna have a lot more European pop
Yes.
coming here
Well,
and country
How
to
did we go that
collaborate.
route?
So,
Welcome to my life, in my mind.
Oh my gosh.
I've actually been in some camps recently, virtual camps with Swedish artists.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
they're like, oh, I'm coming to Nashville. Or like, I worked with a Danish producer this week.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, people are, the word's out a little bit. You know?
Yeah, no, definitely. There's a lot of Norwegian artists coming here,
Yeah.
but this Iceland area specifically, and the
Yeah, because
Dublin
they
one.
go to all of Europe so easily.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, and Aer Lingus is great, too.
And Iceland music is like, it's really cool. You should do it.
Yeah. I mean, I love Kaleo. My band used to have the same management as Kaleo, and we opened for them, and they're
that's cool.
incredible. They
Isn't that where Bjork is
I was
from?
going
Bjork
to
and
ask you who
Kaleo
the
are like
most
the two.
famous.
Yeah.
Is
Icelandic
that
artists.
that was your trivia question of the episode?
Yeah, and you would have gotten it.
I would have gotten it right.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Yesterday we did a game that we'd never done where we had like these crazy laws.
Singing laws.
Singing
Like
laws.
weird singing laws.
Yeah.
You're like,
Like
what?
people
Yes, they're
places
actual
regulate.
laws
Okay.
Yeah.
around
Fascinating.
singing,
Yeah.
and some of them are very strange, and
So-
they're in the U.S.
Yeah, wasn't there one from... No, that was North Carolina. I started to say South
The bathing
Carolina.
suit one?
No, that was Florida. Did you know it's illegal to sing your bathing suit in Sarasota, Florida on the beach?
To sing in a bathing suit?
Yeah, on the beach.
In
Sarasota,
Sarasota.
Florida.
They don't enforce it, but it is.
I was about to say, that makes me want to
5
just
people
pull
are still
up
in
and-
prison, Carlos. From
Okay,
Puerto
so-
Rico.
at the temple.
You're kind of talking about this, but
Yeah.
to be even more specific, what is it like for you to be a pop artist and producer in Nashville? Does that feel like a rub at all being here?
It honestly feels more like ace up my sleeve than a
yeah.
rub. You know what I mean? Like, I feel, for whatever reason, I feel like I've been pretty lucky that, like, when pop artists come to town, there's like a shorter list of like people that they want to work with, but they're still coming. They're still doing their thing. They still get good songs. So like,
Yeah.
this guy over here, like he just hit me up. He's from Toronto. Alex Coles in the
This
corner.
guy over here you
You'll
can't
hear
see.
from him later. He just hit me up on Instagram because they're like the pop producer pool is like a little bit smaller.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he's not the only one. You know, I've had I have this group of friends that were all on American Idol, and they, like when they came to Nashville. I was like, oh, I'd met one of them, and then he was like, oh, you need to work with Parker. Like, as far as pop music goes, like, he's a good option. So I like it, like, being a little bit not a great guitarist and not working in Logic and, like, not, you know what I mean? Like, it just feels like I have something to offer as a producer. You
Sure.
know, as far as,
Totally.
like, being
Helps
here.
you identify your niche more.
100%. And at the same time, I also love going to LA and hearing other producers and going, what sound is that? What tool is that? Where are you?
Yeah.
Because they're, as far as pop music goes, the tools out there are way more like they find them quicker. There's a little more cutting edge. There's a little more competition to like up the game. So I do try to go out there and work and just like, you know, keep the circles running a little bit. But
Right.
I also love to be, like I said, a little bit different in Nashville.
Yeah.
So how often do you make those trips?
2 or 3 times a year.
Okay.
And I'll just go for like, we're going to go like in a month or so. I'll just go for like 10 days, 2 weeks. I'll get like an Airbnb and like post up an Airbnb and like work, you know, write songs at Airbnb. And then I'll like stay with friends for a few days, like kind of bounce around East Side, West Side, work in other studios, work with other producers.
How do you find the difference? Because I always ask people this between doing sessions there in LA versus sessions in Nashville. What's a big pro there to hear and a
Yeah.
big con?
Well, so I I feel like I've learned a lot. I've committed to going to LA like really in the last year, and like really, making it work out there. And I really love the vibe chasing out there, for lack of a better term. Like when I say that, like I'm always reminded in LA that music, the only thing that it has to offer is a feeling in some way. And I feel like in LA, it's less of a, I don't want to, like, I'm not trying to sound negative, but like less of a science fair sometimes as far as like getting in the weeds, and it's way more like zoomed out and just like, does it feel good? Are we moved by this? Which I've always tried to incorporate, but in a different setting, and like, I don't know if it's the weather or if it's the scenery or what it is, but I think that plays a part.
It definitely does, yeah.
But I love like just going out there and just being like, how am I feeling today? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then like in Nashville, there's a method. You know what I mean? Like the songwriters here are so good that like if you do have a feeling, they're gonna get you there. You know what I mean? As far as like, this is what I want to say. Everyone in Nashville, like songwriters in Nashville, will figure out how to say it. To help you get there. So that's a really other interesting.
It's interesting that you say that, because we've talked to people who have, songwriters specifically, we've even had on the show, like Allison, who kind of talked about the difference between what writing is like in both cities similarly, but coming a little bit more from like the writer side versus a producer side. And she has mentioned how in LA, your writes start at like 5 p.m. and last till 11 p.m. or something like that, versus here, it's like these 2 to 3 hour blocks in the morning and stuff like that, and how just culturally the lifestyle is very different between the two cities. And I wonder if that kind of plays a role where there's more of a method, you can maybe be more efficient with your time.
I fully agree with that actually.
That and just proximity. It's way easier to
you
do
don't have to drive
2 to 3 sessions here as opposed to there.
100%. And there's also like in LA, you might show up for a 1 o'clock session and you don't even open a laptop until 3. You're just hanging out. You're getting, especially if it's new people, you get to know each other because you kind of have to wear your heart on the sleeve in the room. So you get to know people. You have good laughs. You might, have coffee or whatever. And then by the time you start making music, like things just kind of fall out a little bit easier sometimes.
I would like to know the percent. Would it be a percentage thing? Like, how do I want to phrase this question?
I don't know.
I would like to know the difference between Nashville and LA. Like, what percentage of coffee versus smoking weed happens in Nashville versus LA? Right?
I don't know. I mean, laws allow it to be higher in California.
That's true. But again, back to your like zooming out big vibe picture. That's part of the culture there too, 100%. Right? So.
Not in my experience thus far.
And it's maybe like not a slower pace, but like a little bit more when you're thinking about like vibe check, like, does this feel good? Right. People are probably a little bit more chill and patient to massage an idea and take their time with it versus here it's like, and a lot of people here, honestly, like even in the creative world, they're like, I got to go pick up my kid at 3 o'clock.
Yes.
I got a hard stop, So people are going to be a little bit more. Not that they don't do, because people talk all the time about how they gotta, you'll spend the first hour of your time like hanging out, getting to know each other, just talking about life.
That's why Parker's got a hard out. And get the kids.
Gotta be militant this morning.
So, but that makes sense. It's just interesting how the cultures are different.
Yeah, so like last year, this is a pretty good example. I hadn't been to LA in a minute, and I'd been writing a lot here. So like the top of 2024, I was like, I'm gonna write 200 songs in 2024. I'm gonna like crank them all out. It's gonna be great, all this stuff. And I got to July, like first week of July, and I remember having a conversation and being like, looking at my phone, and I'd written 105 songs by the first week of July. And I was like, at first I was like, nice, like I'm on pace.
I mean, that's good.
Because early July is halfway through the year. And I go back and I look at the songs and I'm like, I didn't like that one. I don't even remember that one. Never heard back from this artist. This demo's going nowhere. This didn't come out. Go down the list. And I was kind of like, okay, that's interesting. Maybe it's not all right, Yeah. And then a few weeks later, I go out to LA and I'm meeting new people and we're just hanging out for an hour. And I think I did 10 songs in 7 days, but it was way more like I was excited about all of them. I felt like I really connected with the people I was working with. We were hanging out 6 hours a day. Like it was very like, it was a very clear like mirror at the time what I needed to be like, okay, what do I really want to, how do I really want to operate these sessions? How do I really want to go about making music?
Right.
So it was kind of like, that trip was kind of like a perfect timing for me.
What did you learn about yourself as a songwriter from that?
Yeah, I mean, I think that I had gotten so far in the Nashville, and once again, it's not a takeaway, it's just like my own, what I want to get out of it. I think I gotten so far in the like hustle, grind, write 2 songs a day thing that Nashville has, that I just like I forgot to like feel the music I was making a little bit. So just like to give the reality, the gut check of like, what is my process? How am I? Like, it's not going to be good if you don't feel it. Like, people are, like, any listener that comes across your song isn't going to feel it if you don't feel it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, no, that's one thing I talk about all the time with artists I work with is, like, I say it almost daily. I don't know how you may phrase the same thing, but the way I say it is, if you don't feel it, we never will.
Yes.
Like,
As a vocalist,
the emotion
100%.
has to start with that.
Exactly.
You know?
And I feel the same way, like, building out tracks. It's like, you have to support, it's obviously all to support the vocal, but it's the same thing. You have to, like, it's this ambiguous thing in the sky of, like, capturing an emotion, you know?
Right.
So that's led me, as a producer, it's led me much more to an experimental place of, like, what if we took the piano out? What if it's acoustic guitar? You know, instead of just, like, throwing this in, throw that in, throw that in. And then also, from a songwriting perspective, it's the same thing. It's, like, it's way more, like, it's not as, like, the syllables have to match and the thing is this and it has to be. But if it's, like, if this feels good to sing, if this melody just jumps out of me, well, that's what it needs to be, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's, like, been in the last year. I've, like, really been introspective about, like, my process and, like, making it efficient, but also, like, just quality over quantity, you know? Like, giving it the most authentic, intentional approach I can.
I think that's a natural and should be probably maturation of the process of, like, at first
true.
you do have to hit quantity over quality
You have to hit your
sometimes because you
10,000
got to get your reps in.
100%.
You get your reps, you get ripped.
Yeah.
That's such a good point.
And so then, you know, once you have gotten the muscle built out in your process, that you can kind of be a bit more niched down, specific, and drill down into the things that worked, didn't work, the things that resonate with you and are
100%.
in alignment with who you are. Can you talk a little bit about your process as a writer and producer?
Yeah, that's actually a good, like, what you said, like, when you were saying that, it made me think, like, when I was 22, I'm 26 now, when I was 22, all of my songs were, like, 100 tracks deep, and I'm, like, layering the vocal, and I'm, like, throwing this in and tracking this guitar and doubling this and da-da-da-da. And I think I learned how to make cool sounds, and I learned how to arrange songs, and I learned how to do all that.
Yeah.
And now that I went all the way, now I'm, like, way more, let's have, like, 4 cool sounds. And, like, how intentional can I be with the arrangement of the song?
Right.
And the lyric and the vocal performance, especially, and, like, not do all those bells and whistles. So I feel like I kind of, like you're saying, I maxed out. I put the reps in, and now I'm like, how can I just use those reps to be way more purposeful with every choice?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's like, that makes me think of, like, Jenny's Ice Cream or
Yes,
Sugar or
Baskin Robbins.
Gosh, I miss Baskin.
Just
They're
flavor
still
options.
around. You just see them. Yeah, you got to try all of them
Yes.
to find the ones you really like. And
100%.
that's my favorite thing. People get mad at me, my friends sometimes, because I keep sampling stuff.
You're the 8 sample
and
guy.
and
That's
sometimes
why
I don't
they
even
have
order
those
it.
tiny spoons.
Well, and then it's free, and they want
And
you
they
to
wouldn't
have
do
it.
it.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean I have to buy the ice cream still.
No,
if
it
you get enough
doesn't.
samples, you don't.
I will absolutely
One-
go into Jenny's with my children and just be like, I don't want a whole thing of ice cream. I don't want
Yeah, I
sugar.
don't really eat a
but
lot
I
of
want
ice cream.
one tiny little bite of that dark
Yep.
chocolate. So
Yeah.
just I would
For
like
sure.
to sample the darkest chocolate, please,
Yeah.
Jenny's.
Right.
I like that
And
Jenny
then
has
that's all I
the
want.
metal spoon. That's
I like
They
the
do.
metal
That's an
spoon.
upgrade.
They do.
That's an
It
upgrade.
is.
It's high class for sure.
One time I was
It's little things.
when I was living in LA, I was you'll have a similar experience the more you go out there. I was with friends. We were in Silver Lake one like Sunday afternoon. Steve and Taylor, Carlos, and our little crew. So we, one of the girls wanted ice cream. There's a Baskin Robbins, so we whip in there. They're in the car across the street. 3 of us go into the Baskin Robbins, and while we're in there, bam, 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 bam.
Oh,
Look
no.
out! There are people in the street shooting at each other,
Stop
and within
it.
no time, like
What?
dozens of police cars, helicopters. I mean, we're all like down. It wasn't like super like right there on us, so it wasn't hit the ground, but it was like, what is happening? We had to stay in there for a while.
That's
oh my gosh.
insane.
And then the rest of your crew was still in the car?
Yeah, and then we went and probably, had ice cream in the park and enjoyed the rest of the day. But like,
Sunday afternoon.
It's another day.
No.
Whoa. Whoa.
Shelby wouldn't, which is funny because you lived in New York for a minute. It's not the
Oh, yeah, I
same.
did.
It's very different.
Yeah, I mean, and there's
I feel like
crime, and
way
I
more
had a
crazy
few more
happens in
weird
LA.
things
Yeah,
happen
yeah.
to me in New York, and strange, kind of somewhat scary experiences, but nothing like. Well, it was also different. I was in my early mid 20s, and I didn't have kids, and I felt a lot more, I don't know, resilient and bold, and not nearly as like traumatized. But now, like having children and your three little pieces of my heart walk around on the outside of my body all day long, every day, I feel very
Like
vulnerable at all
Mother
times.
Goose.
Yes.
Got those wings ready to flap and that beak ready to.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'll cut somebody. You look at my kid weird, and you like watch out. You'll feel my wrath.
Right.
We got attacked by a goose one time on a houseboat. I grew up on a lake in Kentucky.
Random
And
story again.
I
It's
know.
like Iceland.
We were just one weekend or weekday, I don't know what it was, at the lake on all the houseboats, and so we've been swimming, whatever, but come back. I don't know what happened. There was like a box of Cheez-Its or something on the front of the boat on the table, and it
inviting
fell
them.
over, and some Cheez-Its fell out, and there's probably 10 of us, and all of a sudden this Canadian goose. We're gonna get to Alex in a minute.
It's freaking Canadian.
Listen, the one thing that's mean in Canada and violent and ruthless are the geese.
Oh
Canadian
Yeah.
geese are. Do you know this?
no.
Oh,
Do
yeah,
never
no.
get near.
No, the people are very kind.
Never get near a Canadian goose.
Unless they're mad at Americans, and then they're less
Especially
kind.
if there's a
Right.
little kid, especially if they have their babies, that goose will eat your face.
Yeah, they hiss at you.
And
they'll
they
come get
hiss.
you.
Yeah, they're like,
oh yeah.
yeah, no. So this Canadian goose hops up. It wants a Cheez-It. Well, my buddy Ringkjøb goes in to like get the box of Cheez-Its, and the goose goes and hisses and like, and all of us are like up against the glass door, and one of us is trying to open the door. Finally, we get it open. We all just fall inside and slam the door shut. That goose was gonna eat it.
That's funny. It's a great image.
Yeah.
Well, somehow we went there, and I don't even want to follow the breadcrumb trail back. But we were talking about your process.
Yes. So now you would ask like songwriting versus producing. I've actually been I felt like more of a songwriter as of late. Like lyrics and melodies coming out more. Maybe I don't know. Life happens sometimes. You go through cycles and you just have more to say, I guess.
Totally.
But like this, like we write a lot and. Sort of gaining my confidence a little bit. Like I've never been trained as a vocalist, so maybe I need to come see y'all. But
You definitely do.
the better
Keep
singer
telling
you
you.
are, the better melodies you can sing, like the whole thing. So
Yeah.
Listen, I'm going to make
Sure.
an even deeper
That's
statement.
did you hear what he said?
Say it one
It's
more time.
actually a really profound
well,
statement.
As someone who's not that, and I hear melodies that my great vocalist friends are, the better singer you are, the better melodies you can write.
Well,
I
for
fully
sure.
believe.
Yes.
And I was getting ready to put an exclamation point at that statement saying, the better singer you are, the better human you are. Because it's the one thing, this voice is connected to your everything. Like
That's
right?
so interesting.
You step away
Your
from the
whole
production
humanity.
desk. You
Sure.
step away from all the instruments you play and writing the
Right,
songs.
you can still sing.
This voice is with you all. It's the
That's
only
so
thing you
interesting.
do that's attached directly to your ego and your psyche. So
Whoa.
And the only instrument not created by a human being.
yes.
Right.
And so the deeper
philosophy
and
right
the
there.
better you understand that, the more confident and authentic I really
can so
believe
see
you
that.
are as a human.
I love that.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's it. We're done.
And in
Podcast
like,
over.
We should have looked at the timer from like
Podcast over.
in like 90 seconds. We went from your goose attack story
To
to
philosophy.
diving deep.
That's
Yeah.
how profound I am.
You were
Shelby.
so profound.
Yeah.
I'm fun and I'm also a force of knowledge.
You know, you're saying that jokingly, but you actually are.
I don't think so.
Okay, carry on, Parker.
Yeah, so that's been a little bit of a more recent journey, I would say, as far as like writing songs. But so that's sort of changed my. I used to be, and I still do this all the time. I love to do this. I'll come up with a chord progression, a loop, a cool sound in Ableton, cool tempo, whatever, something that evokes like a pocket. People like inspires melodies from other people in the room.
Yeah, you're the producer writer in the room.
Right.
You're
Track
used to
guy,
being that, the track
whatever.
guy. Yeah.
So I love doing that and like, you know, generating ideas. But really, like the songs I've been excited about the most recently have started with an idea and like here's what I want to say and like an emotion attached to that. And then like especially if I'm writing by myself recently, I'll have this cool idea and I'll kind of like it happens all the time. I feel like I'm in my kitchen and I'm like stewing over the idea, making dinner, whatever, and I'm like something kind of just comes out of me, like a lyric or a melody or whatever it is, and then I'll like, okay, and I go and put it on guitar, and then I'm like, okay, what type of space does this live in? Is it moody? Is it up tempo? Is it really fun? You know, is it? And like Alex over there in the corner, we'll like write we'll write songs on voice messages on iPhone, and we'll be like, it's and you know, and then it goes like, and I gotta sing, and you know, like whatever, like that. And so I think that when ideas sort of come all at once, for lack of a better term, when you get an idea and the melody's there and the energy's there, and the big thing for me is drums, drum pockets, the tempo. If that's there, then like you can get the song pretty quickly. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Do you ever, when you're stewing over these ideas in the kitchen, do you ever stew over an idea making stew?
I haven't yet. I knew as soon as I said stewing on an idea.
You started that question, we thought it was real. That was a
I
real
knew
one.
where you were going.
Yeah, I love a good burgoo.
Yeah. Wow, that's you're smarter than we are.
Beef bourguignon.
That's taste.
That's one of my favorite things to make.
Oh.
Yeah. You know who made that famous?
Julie Childs.
Of course.
Julia Childs.
Julia Childs. Here's what I want.
I would totally do a cooking show podcast.
Yeah, that'd be fun. I want you and Alex today to incorporate into one of the songs you're working on either burgoo or Canadian goose.
They rhyme. Maybe we should do both.
You're all gonna create a kids project today. I feel it.
Educational.
Yeah.
Give the kids some taste, show them the world a little bit.
Oh my gosh. You know, you were talking about how a long time ago your tracks were like 100 tracks deep in your songwriting, and how it distilled down to maybe like 4 or whatever. And it made me think my oldest child, she's 12, and actually has a phenomenal voice, like
amazing.
Beautiful singer.
It's exciting.
And she will tell you singing is life. Like all she does is sing all around the house 24/7. And she also has discovered runs in music. And so she will add runs to literally anything.
I love that.
Anything. And it started where I noticed several years ago that she could imitate nuanced inflections and mini runs in a song, and she could mimic them like perfectly. And I'd just be like driving down the road, I'd hear her, I'd be kind of like,
What were you
I
listening
couldn't
to?
do that when I was that age. Oh, I don't know.
Christina?
No, like not massive runs, just like small inflections.
Oh,
it wasn't just like pitch matching. I can sing the notes. It
Yeah,
was like
yeah.
I can do the tiny little
Got
like
it.
glottal
Little
movement,
one.
or
Yeah,
the,
yeah.
you know what I mean. And I'd pick up on those subtleties, and I'd be like, dang, she's got a lot more instinct than I had at like 10 or whenever.
Right.
You know, I was hearing this, and so as she has grown and progressed vocally, her skill has, and I have not taught her runs at all. Like I work on stuff with her, but I haven't touched that. It's organically developed. She just hears, and honestly, I think part of it is like singers need to know you can learn so much more through the like osmosis of enjoying music and singing along than you give yourself credit for.
100%.
And when you don't overthink it, it's so easy and organic for our voices to pick up on this, especially as kids. They're not filtering through the I can'ts the way
Right.
adults are.
Right.
But anyway, her runs got more extensive, a little bit more embellished. She'd do more than the singer was already doing on the song. And now it's funny because she'll just be doing too much
Just run all over.
stylistically, like
Right.
way too much.
Right.
And I don't really say anything about it because I know that, not to make a pun, it will run its course.
Hey.
And she will, as she grows and matures as a singer and an artist, start to hone in on her own authentic sound and her own artistry, and that will
100%.
probably pare itself down.
100%.
I think you do have to keep ego in check, because typically like doing too much has a little bit more to do with insecurity and ego than I think anything else. But when I'm just I'm not over coaching it. I'm letting her kind of find the rhythm of that and go, okay, as it gets, it's going to have this peak, this crescendo, and then it's probably going to kind of mellow out.
Sure.
But she's probably going to do runs and things like that her whole life as a singer, because I can tell that's embedded into her voice right
When's
now.
the last time you had the runs?
Carlos, do you see what we have to deal with every time?
Well, what I was going to say
I could not resist, right?
What I was going to say is, I feel like she'll be a great singer, and then she'll figure out where she's going to use it.
Yeah.
And that's it's what you said about how you got into the conversation about production. That's how I feel. Is I learned, like, for so long I wanted to be the guy with the cool sounds and how did he do this effect and what did he, and now I'm way more, it's like we've been talking about through like sessions, I'm way more like what feels right and then how can I serve that. But have done the time and like learned to have the toolbox of like, this is what I know how to do. If I need to pull something that's crazy, I can do the sound design. I can do but sometimes it's acoustic guitar and a vocal. You know, sometimes you just have to. It needs to feel right.
I mean, you said that so quickly, but it was profound. Does it feel right, and then how can I serve it?
That's how I view
statement.
production. Production is producing songs is just producing records is serving songs is how I would say
And we
it.
talk about singers needing to do this.
Yeah.
Yes, it's
You
the same thing.
you're
They don't want to
serving to the
oversing.
song.
The voice,
Exactly.
the
Right.
artist is meant to serve the song,
Yes.
not be a showboat.
Right.
Every once in a while, that's okay. Like, go show off, do your thing. But
Right.
but
Part of that is the service of the song.
exactly depends
and that's
on the
okay.
song.
Yeah.
Yes,
But-
and then
the artist.
and then those moments come together and develop an artistry.
Yes.
and the through lines. You know,
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah.
but you do have to pick, you know, your moments and everything.
Yeah.
You have to serve it.
And that's, I think, incredibly wise for any artist to hear who might be listening when I get asked a lot, I'm sure you do too, like, I need to find a producer. Who should I work with? How do I find a producer to work with? And I've always kind of said you sort of have to play the field a little bit and find like what fits for you and work with a lot of different people.
Yeah.
But when
it's
they're
like
on the
dating
look,
apps.
it's
It
But
is.
you,
No,
but you
it
can
is.
actually work with your cousin.
You have to. Yes, you have to. Yeah, you have to. And on that conversation, there are artists I love and I am a huge fan of and I support that I've worked with, and I'm like, I don't.
It's
This is
not
not
gonna be
my.
it.
Right.
I remember thinking that and looking for roommates a long time ago. It's like there's some people that I love and want to be friends with, and I don't want to live with them.
Exactly.
Right,
You
yeah.
know
It's
what
the
I
same
mean?
thing.
Like we're just not going to be roommates.
It's the same thing. Like,
But
let me
we
just
can
be a fan of
great
you.
friends.
Right.
But when artists are trying to figure out how to even go about finding a producer or knowing what they should be looking for, I think what you said is an important thing for any artist to be having in that filter process of going, I need to be able to work with somebody who understands that concept.
Yes.
The way that it's about serving the song. It's not
Yes.
about, throwing every trick you have in the book into a track, because that's might be kind of fun in a moment, but ultimately it's not going to produce the best art in the end.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And this is like a whole I believe like the producer artist relationship is like invaluable. You know, it's why Phineas has such success with Billie Eilish. That's his little
100%.
sister. He knows where she goes, like her intentions. So I'm making this album right now with this artist. Her name's Jillian Dawn. She's amazing. She's actually playing the Bluebird tonight.
Oh, cool.
Oh, cool.
Julian or Jillian?
Jillian Dawn. She's incredible. She's like incredible voice, incredible person. We've gotten really close over the process. But we talk all the time about how thankful we are for each other, that we can, like, she can say it needs to be glimmery and I can say, got you. You know what I mean? And then she's like, great. You know what I mean? And from a vocal standpoint, like, anything I need her to do, she can do it, you know? And then but she also has great, like, I want this song to be piano. I don't think it should be guitar. You know, like, it needs to sound like this needs to be the space it lives in. So we're doing like 12 songs right now. I think I can say that. She's been open about it. There's a few of them already out. And it's the first time an artist ever come to me with 12 songs and said, this is the sound, these are the songs, let's go, basically.
Wow.
Yeah.
Which is amazing.
That's huge.
It's amazing. And I'm learning a lot, but I'm also at the same time being validated that I can make albums and, like, I mean, making albums, that's what legendary producers do. You know? So, I forget where I was going with this. I don't know. I've just been really thankful for her and that relationship. And this is what I was gonna say. When it started, she hadn't put out music in so long that I was kind of bothering her. Like, let me give you records. Like, we need to make the like you play the shows, you work your tail off, you post the content. Like, you're so talented. Like, please, like, let me record the record. Like, we need the songs.
Yeah.
And so we had 2 that I had helped write. And then she was like, yeah, we'll do the 2. Like, I'm so pumped. And then that turned into the whole album. Just because the process was great. You know, there was a very mutual, like, we understand each other. You know, this could really be great. And then she had the album and the wherewithal to put it all together. And so we're working through it right now. But, yeah, that just made me think of, like, talking producer-artist relationship. Like, that's one right now, very concrete project that I'm, like, excited for, you know? And this guy in the corner, too, he's, like, we're, like, annoying brothers to each other. You know, we nerd out. Alex Cole's over there in the corner. He's, like, you know, my other just closest friend, collaborator. We get it. Like, we understand it. Like, we don't even finish sentences, but the songs happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
no, that's cool.
It's just the best.
And those relationships are really rare.
Yeah, it's why you do it. It's
Yeah.
why you make music. It's how you can
have
stand to make music.
You'd be crazy not to,
Yes,
right?
Right.
exactly.
It is
Yeah.
so important to find those people because you don't have to work with 1,000,000 people to have
No.
a successful career.
No.
No.
You want to work with the people that you want to get to the point where you can afford to work with the people that you want to work with.
Yes,
Right.
100%.
Really, in any part of music or probably any industry.
And I think, like, when I started, like, Nox Holloway, going back to the band, like, Bryce and I, like, we found each other in a music desert, basically. We're at a small school in South Carolina. Nobody's making music, and we're the only
Right.
2 in the program that are, like, have aspirations to make records and put songs out. And so I think we had some, like, we did the shows and we did the deal and whatever, and we had the shows, and, like, I don't think I understood how special it was when I was 21 and 22
Right.
Sure.
to have a collaborator like that.
Right.
Yeah.
And so now, like now that I'm, like, doing all these other projects, I'm like, oh, I need that with every artist.
Right.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So
Yeah.
shout out to
Right.
Bryce too. He's, like, my brother forever. But he's another, just, like, we just, looking back on it now when we were 22, like, the songs we were making was, like, because of the relationship, they got to where they are. You know, a little bit weird, a little bit experimental, maybe maximalist at times, but, like, we wouldn't have been able to do it if we weren't, like, so stoked on what each other could bring to the table.
Yeah.
You know,
totally.
which is so
Yeah.
important.
Yeah. Well, where can people find you on all this stuff? Nox
Yeah.
Holloway, your own production stuff?
Yeah, so Nox Holloway is Nox. A lot of people in Tennessee like to add a K.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
right.
true, right.
Nox, Holloway, Nox Holloway. Every streaming outlet.
It's all out
Instagram. Nobody else has that name, so it's pretty easy to find us. On Instagram, I'm _Parker_Mathews. Mathews with 1 T.
Whoa.
Kind of weird.
Is that how you really spell your last name?
Yeah, my
I don't
last name
think
is
it really
actually 1 T.
So it's more like Mathews.
Right, Matt.
I know that doesn't really work, but that's in my
Mathews,
head.
maybe.
Yeah,
Mathews.
Mathews.
Yeah.
Mathews. Methuselah. Who is that? Methuselah. Carlos is our resident.
No, Methuselah is the oldest
prophet,
person in the
priest
Bible.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, wow.
I knew it was.
Like
I knew that word for
years
some
old.
reason.
That's
Yeah,
great.
He was the oldest guy in the Bible. Methuselah.
Yeah, so on my Instagram, I have a link to, like, all my. I have a Spotify playlist of, like, all the songs I produced that are out.
Oh, sick.
And there's, you know, in the first 3 songs, I think it goes from Alex, which is, like, upbeat pop rock. There's a country song on there that's, like, guitar vocal. There's, you know, all kinds. Nox Holloway's, like, more alternative. Thus far, I've been pretty expansive and, like, I'd like to try different genres, you know, the last few years. So
Yeah,
that
cool.
playlist has a little bit of everything on it. But I am very proud of it. You know, I feel very lucky to have. I think there's 65 songs on there now.
That's amazing, dude.
So very proud.
Well, we're lucky to have had you here today.
Well, thank you all.
You dropped
Seriously,
some
this is-
fabulous wisdom
Yeah, for sure. I
about,
appreciate
like, the journey and the maturing of artistry,
Yeah.
ultimately.
I mean, that stuff is, like, that's everything. You know,
Yeah.
you have to cherish the craft and the process. And if you don't enjoy the journey, why are you on it?
Get
I
out.
know, and every step is valuable.
Yep.
It's not about, like, just getting to the end or getting to the goal. It's like, no, literally every step, it's like the lily pad thing. It's like you
Yes.
got to jump from one to get to the next.
I mean, I almost think that if you embrace the fact that there's not really an end,
Right.
There's
then
not.
it
Yes,
puts you
it's not linear
right
like
in
that.
the present.
Yeah.
So good. Thanks so much, Parker.
Yeah.
Thank y'all. This is
People
great.
check out his
Appreciate you.
stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
We'll be seeing you around.
Of course, we
Thanks for
will.
popping in.
Absolutely.
Thanks for tuning in to the Vocal Lab podcast. Ready to join the top ranks of the music industry? Don't forget to follow and subscribe for more first-class conversations that make the extraordinary your new ordinary. Until next time, keep striving for your top note.